welcome to the Global Nerds podcast. We're not. That's not an offer. That's not an offer. You're here with us to stay.
Yeah, I love the fact you go
Yeah.
straight to violence. Straight to violence.
I
Like,
woke up and chose violence, man. I was born and chose violence.
all right.
We're still. So, hey, how you doing today, Mark?
I,
I'm gonna act like I didn't just ask you that question 5 minutes ago.
I'm doing okay. How are you? I didn't ask you 5 minutes ago either, or 4 minutes ago.
What are we talking about?
Yeah,
No, I've never met this man in my life.
yeah.
I've never, I've
Comes
actually
in.
never met any British person in my life at all. So like, this is just, it's a world of firsts,
World of first.
completely. Yeah,
Uh,
I'm a open. I sometimes for whatever reason, the comments only come through on YouTube, so I'm going to open it on YouTube.
yeah, I'm seeing it. Like, I don't see any comments, so I'm logged in onto the
Boom.
Twitch page. Let's give it another view. Let's refresh
Yeah.
my total thingy. There we go.
Welcome to the Global Nerds Empire.
Yeah.
We're taking over the world. Y'all just don't know it yet.
Look! Oh my god! They're taking over the world. How do they do that?
So,
I don't know. It's like a cat when you're like, huh?
what's up, man? Oh, that's you. Okay.
Yeah. Let's go. I'm keeping
I was.
everything going.
So I got to know, man, like, as a British dude, what are your thoughts on the recent direction the Bond franchise has taken?
Oh, the Bond. Okay, I generally thought we were talking about something else. I really don't care about the Bond franchise.
Oh,
I've never I like some of the old James Bond stuff. I've never really been stuff for the newer like the Craig David type stuff. Is it Craig David? No, Craig David. What's his name?
Daniel Craig. Daniel Craig.
That's it, Daniel Craig. Although he's from my area, he's from my city.
Hmm.
But
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
he was born, I think, born in my city. So, yeah. So I've not really kind of looked into a lot of stuff. I know that everybody wants like Estrus Elba or whatever his name is to be Bond.
Idris Elba.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I would have no problem if he played it. But I know everyone's like, no, you got to keep Bond the same. I'm like, I don't care. 100%.
Mhm.
I do not care on this one.
As long as he's British, his race was never a big part of the character,
Yeah.
and Idris Elba's got he's one of the coolest motherfuckers in Hollywood, bro. He could do it.
Yeah.
But
So, what are your thoughts on it then?
I think that I have to double check what exactly is going on with it, but I know they. Holy crap! I'm frozen. Can you see me still?
Yeah, I can still see you. You're doing fine.
All right, we're back in business, but I just don't trust big companies with IPs, man. I mean, I think they're gonna do like look at what Disney's done to Marvel, to Star Wars, to Willow and Indiana Jones. This is we're gonna have to say rip 007 after
Yeah.
007 actually died.
Yeah. If the companies are like, it's Amazon who've got it, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think let me look up the name real quick, but Albert R. Broccoli, he's an American producer,
Yeah.
I think, who he's been a part of. No, Barbara Broccoli, that's who I'm thinking of. My bad. Yeah, she's an American British film and stage producer, and Bezos, the literal Bond villain who was inherited the IP,
Yeah.
wanted her gone. Just like a child who wants broccoli off of his plate. He's just like, get her out of here.
Put it in the bin. Get the broccoli out of here.
So respect. He's at least trying. If it's gonna be how it looks, and he's gonna completely dodge anything accurate or loyal to the source material, he's at least not hiding it. So honesty.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people want, but I also kind of feel like they're going to try and change its way because I know what was the last like? I think the last one with Phoebe something, who was in Indiana Jones. They
Harrison
she
Ford.
not Harrison Ford. It was Phoebe Weller, I think it was, where she took over the man. She was meant to take over the mantle and stuff.
Hmm.
I think like when they were coming to Bond originally, like they were trying to make her the new Bond or something, and it was meant to be like let's make James Bond like really shit or something. There's a load of stuff that was going on, and Phoebe Waller-Page, I think. I'm gonna make sure I get that name right. But yeah,
She
like
was in Dial of Destiny, right?
yeah, well yeah, because she was meant to take over the mantle of Indiana Jones.
Hmm. And they built her up by dumbing down literally every other character.
Yeah, and I know that that didn't do very, very well. So yeah, like she was meant to do like a few things, and she was meant to take it like with James Bond, like become the next 007, which didn't really kind of do very well. They got a ton of backlash, like a ton of it. Which again, it's fine if that's what people wanted, but yeah, it
I
just didn't do very well.
I know. I think remember the character you're talking about. I know we had this talk before. I am so sorry, dude.
So
I'm drawing a few blanks here. Are you talking about Ana de Armas,
no, I
or
don't.
like was Phoebe Weller also meant to be the next Bond?
She's meant. I think she was meant to be like the next James Bond. Um,
No.
yeah.
Mm,
So it's like it didn't do very well, and loads
uh,
of people kind of kicked off about it, and we're like, "Look, you can't. We don't want this." If James Bond does, but I think like they tried. So James Bond has always been that suave, like spy that gets the job done, but also like
mhm.
gets the ladies and stuff like that. And I think, from, like again, I could be completely wrong. So let us know in the comments. But I think that they tried to call out James like for that sort of thing. Like, if he goes like, "Hey, like Moneypenny, I want to," like, "How dare you do that, James? Like, you chauvinistic pig! How dare you?"
Mhm.
And it was just like, but that's the whole character. That's what the men want to be, and that's what some women want a man to be. So yeah, it just didn't do very well. And yeah, it's like it was all shit.
They they've gone that direction with Bond before, like with Pierce Brosnan. That was when Dame Judi Dench came in to play M for
Mm,
the first time, and she always saw him as a dinosaur and a Cold War
yeah.
relic. That was always a big part of Bond's character. He's sort of the stand-in for the British Empire. Are they still relevant after
Mm,
the heyday of the Empire and the Cold War?
yeah.
And they sort of touch on the chauvinism, but I think where they really started to do that was with Daniel. Stop me if I'm rambling, by the way, but
So go
like
for it.
where they really got into that was Daniel Craig, who's sort
Mm,
of like he's Bond as a high functioning sociopath, basically. He's the same guy who was given word association. When he was given murder, he just said employment.
yeah.
And they always show that it's him trying to fill the hole and assert dominance over women after he was betrayed in Casino. Did you ever watch Casino Royale?
Not that really. I maybe I have seen it, and it's just been a long time. So yeah, maybe it's just been a long time since I've seen it.
Well, like that's the movie where, oh God, what Vesper, that's her name. So the Bond girl he falls in love with in that movie betrays him,
Mm,
and then she dies when he tries to save her. So like that's sort of what turns him makes him cold. Like on one hand, it's when he truly becomes 007, but he's basically become uh MI6's killer, their
yeah,
killing machine. So and part of that in the way he treats women and sort of like just tries to control him so they don't
mm,
hurt him again. But like I mean I guess my point is they did it well before, but if they're just gonna make him some kind of like dumb blunt instrument who needs to be led around by side characters and like constantly berated for his toxic
mm,
masculinity, I'm just turning the TV off, bro.
yeah. Right. I mean, I like I'll watch like normally the only time that I watch James Bond is Christmas time if it's on TV, like,
Good
and that's
time.
it. Yeah. So I mean, with all these changes that he does, like, it's not really, it doesn't, I don't think it really bothers me that much, but I always kind of think of like, I know it's going to bother some people. So I try and put myself into that situation. So if say something I get really pissed off at, and I'm like, I'd hope someone gives me the same grace and be like, well, like he's thought about all of us. But I think it's just to me personally, I just think it's a big thing. Hopefully, like they don't change him too much. I have no like qualms if they decide to go like, oh, we'll go with this. Whoever's the best actor for it, that is who I want it to play. I'm not really
Hmm.
bothered on if they change the race. I don't care if they change the sex, as long as that character, that actor or actress or whatever they want to call themselves,
Can
does
do
the
the
best
job.
job. That's all I
Hmm.
care about, and I think that's what a lot of people like at the same time. Do your job, great. If not, well, you've just killed a franchise.
If you're gonna go for me, if you're
Mm.
gonna go for any, I'm trying to remember the actress's name. Is it Naomi Harris I'm thinking of?
Mm.
But she was, it might have been Lashana Lynch. Lashana Lynch.
Okay.
She's in No Time to Die. That's the latest Bond movie where Daniel Craig's Bond gets a nuke dropped on him.
Just, oh yeah, it's Chicken Nuke.
Yeah. Yeah, he retires and she becomes the new 007. And I remember they were trying to sort of advertise her character as being the next 007, and she can fucking do it, bro.
Yeah.
Like she can move, she can fight, she's got the charisma, she's a great actor. She was one of the few genuinely good things about The Woman King. Did you ever see that movie?
No, I didn't see
Not
it.
not a bad movie, not a very good one either, but she was one, like she was the best thing about it.
Mm.
Like if you gotta go for an actress to play James Bond, make it her.
Yeah.
She's already shown she can do it, but it'd be better than Amber Heard anyway. I don't know if it's Reels tried to say it was going to be Amber Heard.
Ah, that would be the shittest thing in the world.
Oh God,
Yeah, I don't think I would generally like that at all. I think, hasn't she retired from like acting and stuff now?
I don't think she had a choice, bro. Her career ended after the bed pooing, bro.
Just taking a shit on there.
Yeah.
Like who would ever, that, and was it, and the bee thing. Oh, and the bee. It's fucker. Fucker.
They need
Yeah.
to, bro. If they give her a move, if they bring her career back, they gotta like make. Oh God, did you ever see that B movie with Roman Atkins?
Is that the one where he's like the bee? He's like trying to get rid of the bee and like, I've seen a clip, but I haven't seen the film.
Yeah, it's the British guy who with stuck in the house with a bee, and it gets so bad that like the movie begins with him being on trial for what went down.
Oh, grim, grim.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't believe I'm blanking on the act. I've got no
Rowan
memory for names today.
Rowan Atkinson is the guy in
Got
it.
it. Yeah. If they want to like, I don't know, if they want to remake that movie with her recast as the character, that'd be perfect.
Yeah. If they redid it and they had someone, you'd have to have as like maybe a cameo, and it's just like,
Mhm.
yeah, my dog stepped on a bee. All right, just walks off and leaves her. She's like, my bee, my dog walked on a bee. It's like that's how he gets him. Now we're gonna
meanwhile,
arrest him.
they're meanwhile they're rigging the trial just so they can get Depp back as Jack Sparrow.
Yeah. Uh,
Like the
oh,
trial ends and they just carry her off to tear her apart, and they've already got the Jack Sparrow costume
yeah.
and they're forcing it back on him.
But mates, I don't want to wear this. I've had enough. You wear it, Johnny Depp, and you wear it. Disney, allow it. The mouse wants you. The mouse wants you back.
But
Uh,
oh my god, what else is going? I don't really remember much else about what's going on with James Bond, but yeah, I just know that Amazon's gonna be remaking it, and I can't believe I'm forgetting. It wasn't Broccoli getting dropped from the project, but
hmm.
it was something else. There was something big that was pissing a lot of people off, and bro, I really need to get better at keeping my ear close to the pop culture ground, bro.
Yeah, I've only heard like a little bits of it. I know that Amazon bought it, they got the rights, and that's all that I've seen on it. Again, like it's never been a big thing for James Bond, like for me at least. I know like it's always a huge thing, but I much prefer the older ones, like the stuff with like Patrick Moore, Sean Connery, Pierce
Yeah.
Brosnan. Like for me, they're the ones that I generally really like. The Daniel Craig stuff, it's been all right, but again, it's like they've obviously changed it to fit the narrative for a lot of stuff, which I'm absolutely fine for. But part of me is just like, eh. So
Mm.
it's interesting. If they fuck it up, they fuck it up. Like
They're probably gonna. Like,
yeah,
I'm willing to give them a shot, but it's when can we ever trust a big company to do the right thing?
yeah, like I probably would get the people that did Reacher and stuff like that in, that actually know how to really write this sort of stuff to really produce something. Because
Yeah.
can you imagine that you spend like say I don't know, let's say it cost $1 billion to buy James Bond, like everything. Can you imagine spending billions of dollars thinking, yeah, we know that each film is going to bring or each episode will bring in like say thousands and millions of views, and then they get one person watching it, and it's just like what the fuck, like we've just wasted like $1 billion on this, and our return is absolutely like maybe $5. That's it. Um, I think that's what would really kind of like ruin the entire thing. So, and I think a lot of companies now that like when they buy any sort of project, they want a high return. Like they don't want shit
Mhm.
anymore. So, and I think a lot of these companies have slowly started seeing this now, and they're going like, "Oh, so of course, like we got told that, oh, maybe we should make James Bond a pigeon. No, don't do that. That's the worst thing. Okay, we won't. Oh my, we've made more
Spybird.
money." So
So like remake Spybird.
yeah, Spybird, like Spybird was a hawk, but we'll turn it into a pigeon. That's not how it works. No, that's just another hawk. Great, that's what we need to do. We need that money now. Money, money, money. But they just don't.
Wait, I totally butchered that title. That's Spies in Disguise. I was thinking.
Oh, Spies in Disguise.
Yeah, did you ever
Yeah.
see that one?
Nope, I have never
It
heard of that
wasn't
until now.
bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad movie. Like, it's Will Smith as a spy who gets turned into a bird.
Oh, yeah, I think I
Yeah,
kind of remember that.
yeah. That was him. Tom Holland was in it, and the guy who always plays villains, Ben Mendelsohn.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what I think what happened was Amazon just completely took creative control. So this is going to be the first Bond property ever that is going
Yeah.
to be without the creative input of the Broccoli family. Bezos straight up wanted Barbara Broccoli out of it.
Yeah.
She he told his guys just like, I don't care what you have to do, pull all the stops, get her out of there, get that broccoli off my plate.
Mm. And then they went, "Hey, give us 8.2 gajillion." Yeah, that's it. That's like 3% of Amazon stocks. Just give it to them. And give them free Amazon Prime for life. All right, okay. Um,
From now on, it's going to be soy latte, shaken not stirred.
yeah. Oh, can you imagine that?
How
So
do you
James
like your
Bond. Yeah.
How do you like your martini, Mr. Bond? How dare you assume my gender?
Yeah. I do not want this martini. I would like a soy latte, please, with extra foam, one pumpkin spice, please. And you're like, what? Yes, make sure I have my scone with that. You're like, oh God, James, like, calm
Is
down.
pumpkin spice back on the menu?
Yes. And like for 5 minutes, he's just there, like, and it's like, what, 007? No, 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 no. You can't take out the baristas. But I want to. Didn't give me a 2 pump shot latte. Just leave it, James. Just leave it. It's 007. Get out of here. And they're just watching the barista, and then the barista's like turns evil, and he gives us like, and it's like, damn it, he's the main villain. Dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. That's it. I can imagine that. And then at the end of the film, It's like, it's you, barista. Yes, James, I knew you'd come in for your phone, but I put poison in that, and you didn't know. I have the antidote. And
Mm,
that's it.
yeah. I think the only way these movies get better, the only way big companies stop ruining IPs is if they start putting art before content again.
Mm,
Because like it's just about quantity now.
yeah.
No worry about the quality, just content.
Yeah, like, I've seen a lot of stuff like that, and it's just, I think it gets to me because I would
Yeah.
much rather wait a year and then be like, it's coming out. Like, I'm not one of these types of people who are like, I need it now, 100%. It needs to be out tomorrow. I'm like, no, because it's going to end up shit. I'd rather they go, hey
Yeah.
guys, it's going to take a year, and yeah, we've already finished filming.
Yeah.
It's already going to be okay. Or if they give updates and go, hey, just to let you know, it's yeah, we're gonna need another year. Absolutely fine. As long as it comes out, I can absolutely wait. I'd rather have like quality than dog shit.
Mm. And if it is dog shit, for one, like it's not even out yet. And
Yeah.
for all we know, they still have time to prove us wrong. And even if it ends up sucking, Bond's story definitively ended. Like he
Mm.
died in No Time to Die, straight up. Like we see him get vaporized by a missile. He ain't coming back.
Yeah. They bring him back. No,
And
it's just a dream.
yeah.
Well done, James. You were in the simulation. See that you've done very, very well, but you're not getting your pump latte. Never again.
You
Da-da-da-da. That's it. Just at the end.
you told the counselor you dreamed you were a man. Are you ready to go back to work, Jamie Bond?
Yeah. It's James. No, you're not in that world anymore. You're Jamie, and that's how it will be. It's like, oh god, yeah,
I really hope they at least don't go like the female Bond route, because if they really want to do strong feminism justice, give us new strong female
yeah.
characters. Don't tread on a path already tread just to insert them in there. That makes it looks like it makes y'all look like thieves when you do that.
Mm. I think it's a hand me down. Like I would rather have, like, if they did a special division or something that was dedicated to like assassins or whatnot. So we obviously know that James is a
Mm.
spy. You know, so if they did like this is the assassin or this is
Oh
the
yeah.
hacker, whatever sort of division, and give like a cooler name or a better name or whatever to that to make go, do you want that? I actually, that title is what I need, because I feel like as soon as you do a hand me down of a name or something, you know, it's more you're taking it away from someone else, and then you're kind of how you're giving it to someone else, you know, who may or may not deserve it. And that's what I feel really kind of like ruins it. So I'd rather have something completely different, you know,
Yeah.
maybe tease it like, you know, oh, I see there's a new division that's opened up and it's called such and such. And it's like, oh, that's absolutely great. And then next like thing, oh yeah, that division's doing really, really well. We've got the top female assassin in the entire group. It's
Mhm.
fantastic. And then introduce her into it that can take over at times. And I think that is the
Yeah.
sort of way that you could handle the everything from it. So just give it like a brand new something brand new rather than, "Oh, it's shit."
Yeah. I like that idea actually. Like going off that, you can also focus on some of the side characters, give them their
Yeah,
own spin-offs, give M his or her own story, whichever version of the character you want to go with. Give us Q, give us more Money Penny.
yeah,
And I think yeah, like I think M's a proof that a character like you can do a sex change for the character and they can still be hardcore as fuck. I mean,
mm,
Dame Judy Dench is still the best M for me.
yeah. She does a lot of adverts here in the UK that is,
Yeah.
M and stuff like that, and it's just for Go Compare, it's just for insurance and that's it. But they've done it like they actually no, they actually did an entire like female like led cast, and it's only like maybe like 30 seconds or something, but it's more like an actual like James Bond type like feel, and it actually works quite well. Like you instantly know it when you see it and you go, okay, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, it's something a little bit different, but it also works at the same
Yeah.
time.
And they brought none of this goodness to America.
not the cool adverts that the
Oh
Brits
my
have.
god, bro.
I think you guys
Y'all
are
get the
king of those things. We aren't.
Japan's the king. Japan's
Yeah.
the king of commercials, bro.
Have you ever seen Long Long Man? Yeah, Long Long
Yes,
Man. They did an
yes.
entire whole saga for that. It was perfect. I loved it. It was
Long, long
long man.
man.
Yeah, they did
I'm
so
having
much
this
for
right
it.
now.
Yeah, like it was such a like when I first saw it, it's like, oh my god, like this is just a random advert. But yeah, no, the entire story arc from start to finish, perfect. And I was like, fucking hell, guys.
Did, did you see it all the way through?
Yeah, I did. I was like, that's ingenious. Where she's like, "Oh, he just wants me, and I really want him, but I don't know if I should be with my partner." And all along, he's trying to get with the guy. I was like, "Brilliant, love it."
What I love is like her whole thing about like she's been obsessed with long things her whole life.
Yeah.
I I've heard stories about like people going on vacation to Japan, but they never leave the hotels because they can't get away from the commercials.
Oh man, like I absolutely love them. Like I
Hmm.
think if I was over there, I think I'd dedicate maybe an hour of just watching these adverts because they're on a whole different level. They're on sort of sometimes
Yeah.
my thinking on if I was to ever make an advert, like really random. Um Yeah, man, it's so fucking weird. I love it. I'm like 100% like bring it on. Yeah, they do that. It's I mean, I've never really seen an entire advert dedicated to sagas of characters' lives, and they do it so well. Um,
Yeah.
the food stuff is absolutely like out of this world when it comes to it.
Mhm. I would love to go to Japan just to take a creative writing course there.
Yeah,
Like the way I've I've never really gotten around to learning like just how they tell their story specifically. Like we have a 3-act structure in the West, they go off of a 4-act structure.
yeah. Oh,
Like that kind of differentiation alone, man.
yeah,
All right, this is actually the first time I'm trying this.
and you're gonna be like, "Oh god, no." Yeah, like they definitely do. Like,
I just do it.
I've noticed a lot of stuff when it comes to Japanese adverts is, like, obviously, they're over there, like, they can, like, sexualize a lot of stuff at times, but it's
Mhm.
just, like I mean, I just put in, like
Not Japan.
yeah. Like, I've just typed in, like, Japanese commercials and on YouTube, and they're so fucking weird. I
Mhm.
absolutely love it. Have you ever seen the giant person and a dog one? It's like a giant, like, the dog tries to help, like, a kid or something. He's
Gonsume,
having
Gonsume,
yeah,
Gotsubabayochi.
and it's
Dude, that
just
one game, the
yeah,
nightmare fuel, bro. That's not a dog. That's an eldritch beast.
being it. Like, yeah, like, I've just clicked on another like, it's playing auto on my thing, and it's
Mhm.
so randomly just, like it's like little kids like, "Oh god, I'm so sorry, I'm depressed," and then suddenly the dog's, like, pointing towards a plane, and suddenly she's doing this to bring it down, and she's dancing, and she's not happy, and suddenly the dog just gets taken up by a UFO. Like, "The fuck's that?" And it comes back down as an alien dog with food and then just flies off, and it's all for Haribo or something. I'm like, "Fuck's sake, Japan." Like, you guys are absolutely crazy, and I
Ja-
absolutely would love it. Like, we'd hate
Stay
it over
weird,
here.
Japan.
Yeah.
Stay weird. Aside from the homophobia, your work culture and the way you treat women never change.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Be good. Be do better, but no,
Be good.
yeah, I absolutely just love it. Like, there's, like, one where, like,
Mhm.
a dog's in space and, like, it's they're trying to do stuff, and then this one Japanese girl goes like, in the airport, it's like this, and then looks up at the dog. I'm like, how can you see it? Oh, I love it. Oh, it's just absolutely fantastic.
And
Oh
this is
man,
fucking good candy.
see, long man.
Mm.
I'm
Japan,
like,
we love you.
yeah, he's just doing. He's doing the best. Like they do the best stuff.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. They're doing the best they can.
yeah.
Mm.
Uh,
But yeah, I guess in some summary so far, R.I.P.
Bond.
ahead of time to James Bond.
Yeah, but welcome Japan, commercials.
Mm,
Bring them over. We need them.
mm.
We need them in a time at the moment.
Yeah, they need to give they need to give Harry Potter the anime treatment.
Or they've changed Harry Potter, haven't they?
They have, yeah. Have y'all gotten the chance to talk about Black Snape yet?
No. I so again another franchise that I am not really like majorly big. Like I sometimes don't really care that much about it. But I will say that, I understand that the Harry Potter franchise is a big one and it has a lot of people.
Hmm.
But for me, like I think changing Snape for no reason to me is something that I don't know why. And I don't know if JK Rowling's on board for it, if she gave the okayness to it, or um but I wouldn't change a major big character like Snape
Hmm.
to do that, because that to me is just why? Why would you do that?
I'm wondering what her say on John Lithgow as Dumbledore was, because
Mm,
she had a very strict rule for the casting for the Harry Potter movies: only British, Irish, or Scottish actors.
yeah,
So like that was I'm wondering what she thought about an American being cast as Dumbledore. Plus, he's like 79 now. He's gonna be spending the last chapter of his life making this show
yeah,
with HBO. So like I'm wondering how that's gonna go. But back to Snape, like I wouldn't have a problem with it normally, but like if they were specifically going for a reimagining, that's totally
yeah,
fine. But the whole reason they said this themselves, the whole reason they wanted to make a series was so that they could have the extra time to make it book accurate. And a
yeah,
big part of Snape's character is that he's a pale motherfucker who is a total mess, and you can tell just by looking at him.
yeah.
But pale skin's a big part of that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Just to me, it just feels like why a sudden change? Is it that you have to, like, they go like, oh, we need inclusion, but then again, it's like, again, you've taken a character that is, a lot of like a beloved character, and then you just kind of giving, like, say, "Oh, someone else can have it." But then again, when the book says, he's pale, he's got greasy hair, he's this, he's that, you kind of think, "Right, let's do it." Like, who is the guy who played Kylo Ren in Star Wars?
Adam Driver.
Yeah. A lot of people said you had the perfect Snape clone that looked like
Oh yeah.
Alan Rickman. Adam Driver would have been the perfect thing, and I would have gone to him first and gone, "Hey, would you wanna play Snape in this?" But a lot of the time, like, they've just gone, "No, we're not gonna do this." It's just so weird, like, but then, yeah, I would like to know their reasoning behind it. That's what I wanna know.
Mhm.
Like, if it's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, he's a really good actor," be like, "Yeah, yeah, I get that," but the character is completely different. It's so weird.
Hmm. I I'm sure the guy can do it too. Papa Asidu. I hope I'm getting that name right. Have you seen any of his work?
Nope, I have not.
He was. I've only seen him in two things. I saw him in Black Mirror, Demon 79, Murder on the Orient Express. He was great in both of those, and like
Mm,
he's mainly known for the Lazarus Project, and like he's like, and he played Hamlet and King Lear
mm.
in both productions that the Royal Shakespeare Company did. So like he's got one hell of a background. He's classically trained, and from the looks of it, he's a damn good actor. Like I'm sure he can pull it off. I'm sure the
Yeah.
performance will be good. But like another thing, like he's got really nice eyes, like really sweet, welcoming eyes, and you just want to snuggle with him, you know?
Get in
And
bed, come
like
on. Yeah, Snape.
yeah, get over here, Papa. Come on. But
Yeah,
like
give us a cuddle.
and this is something Jordan talked about too. The blurred vision, unworthy productions. He talked about it on his Instagram story. Like, I mean, unless the makeup artists and the visual effects guys are going to do some serious work with him, like, because again, you're supposed to tell just from looking at him that the dude's a big fat
Mm.
mess, you know. and like this a pleasant looking guy like this, that's going to be hard to pull off. Like
Yeah.
unless he and or the visual team really stretch things up, you know.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I think it's just to me, it's a little bit. I really wish people like a lot of these companies would stop messing with characters and then like actually hire people
Yeah,
that would work quite well. Um,
and I'm
it's
sure he will.
yeah, like I mean, it'll be interesting to see how like the character is going to be. Um, again, it's just kind of really weird, but at the end of the day, if he's a good actor, fair
Mhm.
dues to him. But then if people start complaining, and be like, well, you know, your studios
The
have done something different and it didn't pay
the
off.
the connotations are going to hit different. I mean, like Snape got bullied as a kid
Mm,
by Harry's dad and his friends. So they are going to have in this show, it's going to be the one black kid in the school getting bullied, and
yeah.
Harry distrusting the one black teacher on the payroll. There's a flashback in Order of the Phoenix where James hangs Snape from a tree.
Oh no. Oh
What
no.
are they gonna? What's he gonna call the spell? Lynch a corpus?
Oh, no. Man, if they did that, like I reckon that they will
Oh
change it then.
no!
They
I
will
hope they do.
they will change it.
I hope they do. Oh
Anyway,
my
moving
god.
on to the next stage.
Um,
Um,
we're sure, Pabu, if you're watching this by some miracle, we're sure you're gonna do great, man.
yeah.
Good luck.
Um, yeah.
Do you
So
do you have anything else to say on it? I had a few more things.
go for it. Like to me personally, again, it's not really my franchise that I grew up with. I know it's a big staple. Like everyone associates Britain with Harry
Yeah.
Potter at times, but it's never been my thing. As I
Yeah.
understand the importance to
All
it.
good.
Yeah, but to me,
You
it's
re-
I. Hmm?
sorry. You first, bro. My bad.
I was gonna say it wasn't my thing. I didn't grow up with it, and I haven't really read books. I hate Ron Weasley. I hate Rupert Grint. Absolutely
Mm.
hate the guy. Don't know
Rupert
why.
Grint.
I
Oh, I
absolutely
don't
hate
know
him.
why.
I absolutely I want to punch him in the face. Like I don't
Oh,
know why. Like my theory in life is we meet for the first time and we either become the bestest of friends or the worst of enemies. It's going to be one or the other. No in between.
a lot of the fandom hates him too. Like there was a whole there's like a whole like contingent of the fandom that
Mm.
wishes he'd been a Death Eater so Harry could take him out.
Oh, I wish that as well.
Mhm.
Like I don't know what it is about him. I just like he could be the nicest person in the world and probably is, but I just think he's a dick.
Probably
So yeah.
like how he comes across.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I think like when I was first introduced to it, and the reason why I hated them for the first time is when he meets Harry, and like Harry knows nothing about the magical world, and I'm sure it is there, and he's just like, "Cool, Harry, I can't believe you're here." Like, and then Harry gets like the frog, and then or like a trading card,
The
and
chocolate. Yeah.
rather than Ron explain it and say, "Look, Harry, really quickly," they Dumbledore walks away. You got the card, great.
Mhm.
He goes, "You can't expect Dumbledore to be around all the time." I'm like, "What a fucking dickhead!"
What?
Like,
I love
yeah,
that bit though.
it's just like not on. But it's just like he's treating Harry like an idiot,
Well,
and like it's like much later on, like what was it like?
well, he's grown up around this stuff, so he doesn't really get a newcomer.
Yeah, but
He's
you
trying
kind
his
of
best.
yeah, but you kind of think you'd soften it a bit more, like not insult Harry. But there's like later on when like Hermione's like says, "Oh, she's in love with Ron, she wants to be with Ron," and then he goes in and like instantly thinks Harry's fucking her. What the fuck? What the fuck, Ron? And then he sees that thing of like the naked Harry and Hermione in the cauldron, and you just kind of think, mate, like Hermione said multiple times that she loves you and that she will be with you and that she wants you. No, no, no. Just instantly goes like, "You must be a fucking mate. I'm gonna fucking like bit of a rough and
In
tumble."
in his defense, he had like a piece of a monster's soul messing with his mind.
Still, you'd be like, Hermione's mine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Mm,
just I don't like the guy, but I know people do. So
mm.
I just think he's
I
a dickhead.
I hate Harry, bro.
Do you?
Fucking boring plot armor having nepo baby.
Yeah.
And good for Daniel Radcliffe for like being able to choose his roles now with the money he made from that film, those films. But like, I'm sorry, when he's the only time he shows any real emotion is when he's angry. Other than that, he
Mm,
is such a bore.
yeah. Oh, poor Daniel. Daniel,
Yeah,
act better.
you're really not missing much with Harry Potter though. It's like think Naruto but shittier and anti-Semitic.
Oh, grim.
Yeah,
Grim Harry, grim.
I've
Oh.
heard I've heard One Piece is so much better.
I haven't watched One Piece, the live
I
action.
haven't either. Oh, the live. You've watched the live action?
No, I haven't seen live action, and I watched part of the anime when it first came out. I got up to
Mm,
episode 80, and then I just kind of stopped. I was like, "Oh, I'll be fine. I'll catch up with this in a few weeks. You know, it'll go on break at some point." No, I was wrong. Like, it's now up to like thousands of episodes, and I'm like, "Oh god." So even if
yeah.
I watched it now, I don't think I'd be caught up in a long
I
time.
had I had it on in the background when I watched Toonami as a kid. It was the thing that came on after Naruto, and I felt like I was a night owl then too. Felt like staying up a bit,
Yeah.
so it was just the thing going in the background. But I got good memories though. It seemed good.
Mm.
I do want to get into it at some point. It's just so long, and the fandom's like I don't know. Have you experienced the fandom?
Not the One Piece one, but I can understand it. It's the same like with any anime fandom. Like you get your good people, but then you get your bad
Yeah,
people at the same time.
yeah.
And
The ones
while I
that got
think
a bit of that oh going on, you know?
yeah, like I get fandoms and I can understand how like big they want to be, but I also kind of think at the same time not everyone's gonna have like the same opinion or they're gonna love the same thing or like the same arc as everybody. And I think you have to kind of accept it. Like I could turn around and say, "Oh, I
Mm.
really love this chapter," but then it could be hated by all. And I'm like, "Oh, I really liked it," and then someone goes, "Well, actually, you must like this because it's the best in the fandom and has the best story arc ever." And you're like, "I don't give a
The
shit."
best.
The best ever. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. But at the end of the day, if you like it, you like it. But I'm gonna go and like my stuff. And
Yeah.
it's that sort of thing. Like for me, for the ending of one, like we all know, Luffy will become the pirate king. He will find the One Piece. I would just
Mhm.
love it if Oda was just like, I'm gonna fuck with the fandom. It took 3,000 episodes to get into the One Piece, and it'll be like, "Oh, we found the chest. Oh my god, here it is." And there's a note that says, "Yeah, it's back in the main city, bro. Go back." And they have to go back all the way to where they first started episode one. Or the worst thing I can imagine, it's the
Just
One Piece.
suburban nights the thing.
No, it'll be the One Piece was in us all the time. That sort of mentality. I know that would piss everybody off, and I'd be there for the chaos. Like,
The Pirate King was just a troll the whole time.
yeah, it was part of it was the journey that we learnt together that you are the Pirate King, and we're all Pirate Kings. So, yeah, but I know this year it's, finishing, like, the manga's gonna, end.
Really?
Yeah, it's,
Oh God.
let me quickly, bring this up in, Google.
I
When
gotta
it
rip the Band-Aid off and get into this thing then, don't I? I've been wanting to. It's just so much.
yeah.
It's so big. It's so big. I don't know if I can put it all inside me.
That's what she said. Um, so
Bow
apparently it
chicka
says,
pow wow.
according to Game Rant, this was January 7th, 2025. There is so much more content to cover and so massively open secrets. One Piece reveals that it probably needs at least 2 more years to finish, with the average around 35 chapters releasing per year. 2025 will most likely cover the rest of the Elephant arc. Okay, so they extended it. So I think what they've said is that it may run until 2032. And it says like on AI Google, the One Piece manga and anime series is expected to end around 2030 and possibly later. The series is currently in its final saga, and the Elbaf arc is expected to last 3 to 4 years. Fuck, you got enough time. You got enough time to catch up.
Okay, cool, cool. I've heard that good news for you if you're planning to get into it. The live action was so good, and I've heard that like if you want to get into it, like you can just skip the first arc in the anime. Like if you want to start with the live action and just go from there with
Yeah.
the anime, you're good.
Well, what they've also said is that they're doing a so they're doing like I think an abridged version, and it's the same people who did Attack on Titan. So
Mm,
I think what
okay.
yeah, so I think what's going to happen is for people wanting to get into it and they want to take out all the filler arc and stuff, then you could watch this, or this could be something completely different. Um, and then that's how they're going to kind of like run into it, which I think is absolutely fine if you're going to do more to it. But I think just personally for me, like I'll probably just see the last chapter, even though I have no idea who like the characters are, and just go, okay, so that's how where it was because it piqued my interest when it first started. But again, I'm not going to watch it every single day until like the end of time. Like maybe I'll start it when it finishes, so I can enjoy the entire thing, knowing that I've got 8 years worth of anime to like. It takes me 8 years to get through it all.
Mm. Yeah, it's one of those things where you thank God for OnePace.com.
Yeah.
You ever hear that site?
No, I haven't. It's just go through the entire like story arc and tells you exactly what you need to watch.
It's like the filler guide, basically.
Uh,
Mhm. Thank God
and
we got those. We could have used those when we were watching Naruto as kids.
I never actually watched Naruto when I was a kid.
You ever
I was a
wanna?
no.
Mm,
I'm not a huge fan of Naruto. My friends are.
mm,
I was more of a Dragon Ball fan. But that was when I was first getting into
better,
anime.
better.
Yeah. That was like my second major introduction to it. Like or third or fourth, whatever. Because I used to watch like Thundercats was anime to some degree.
There you
Um,
go.
yeah, then I watched like Project Echo, loads of like old, like really old animes, and then obviously moved on to Dragon Ball Z. Um, then moved on to other little things, and then yeah, just watch anything I can now. I love the animes. I love the
Yeah,
animes.
me too, man. Me too. Do you think anime's gotten better or worse?
I think it's gotten better to some degree.
Yeah.
Style wise, absolutely fine, but I think personally, I think that the rest of the world doesn't understand anime that much. Like it
Mm.
like there's a lot of stuff like I think some things do need to be changed within anime, like certain things, which we won't go into because we'll be demonetized and we don't want that. Um, but I feel that a lot of the time the rest of the world wants to change like anime to what we want. So like everyone's moral compass could be completely different. And it's like, oh, I don't like the fact that Goku has blonde spike hair, but that would never be acceptable in this time. So we need to change it to green, and he needs to be green. And green is I want green. And I always find that when people start demanding on this sort of stuff, it's not for the sake of others. It's I don't like it, and I think that sort of mentality needs to be changed. Otherwise, if Japan starts listening to outside like people, then what happens is they just lose their like the individuality, and that's what we grew up with. Like, could you imagine if they redid Naruto and said like, oh, we don't like the fact that ninjas wear headbands, so Naruto can't have a headband, and the fact is I don't like the whiskers on his face because that is not right. So he has to get rid of that. Oh, and I don't like the fact that he has a fox inside him because I don't think that's right. He should have a leaf because he's from the leaf village, so he should have a powerful leaf inside him. And it's just like, what the fuck is that?
A powerful leaf.
Yeah, because he's from the leaf village, and it's just like no, yeah, and it's like censorship as well.
Yeah,
Um,
don't you guys dare touch Kurama.
I have no idea Kurama. But yeah, like people.
That's the fox's name. Sup,
Oh,
Phil?
okay. Yo yo yo. Yeah, like they will change something, and I feel like I don't like it when they do that sort of thing because it's like imprinting values of another culture on top. But yeah, if you turn around and say, "Hey, I don't think you should have it," like, "Hey, censorship," you're like, "Well, how do you fucking like it?"
Jerker, jerker, jerker.
Yeah, it's that sort of thing, and it irritates me a lot. But to be fair, like I don't think it is like so like Final Fantasy. So Square came out recently and said that they have to they rather than focusing it on Japanese and what the Japanese people want, it's no, we have to think about the rest of the world now. And I'm like, no, just fucking tell your story. Who gives a shit about the rest of
Yeah.
the world?
Hmm.
Yeah, that's
You're sharing what you guys are, who you guys are with the rest of the world. And if they can't
yeah,
accept that, that beats the whole fucking point of this whole thing.
yeah,
I feel like
exactly.
I came in on a very interesting topic.
Oh yeah, we're
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
we're
like anime and then games and like how like they decided to change it. Like, oh, we need to change anime because I don't like this, and it's just like who gives a shit?
yeah. Just I feel like change in general is kind of the theme today. We started with Bond getting completely handed over to Amazon. Then we went to Snape being black. So yeah, and now we're on anime.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and then it's just anime in general now, and it's just like how like yeah. I personally, I don't get the whole thing of I need to change this to make myself feel better. Like I have never, I could be like, guys, I am sick
Because
and
you already
tired.
feel good about yourself. You don't need
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah. Like I don't turn around and go, guys, I am sick and tired of every single bad guy being British. That's not how the Brits are. We are the good. There are some good people out there. Why do I? Why is my where I'm from? Why are we always bad guys? In Die Hard, why was Alan Rickman a bit of an Englishman? Yeah, I think he was. No, he was German. But why? Why did you cast a British guy as a bad guy?
It,
I don't like that.
consider it a compliment. No one can pull the villains off as charismatically as y'all can.
I know. But at the end of the day, that I don't go on that sort of rant. I don't want censorship. But if you have to, sorry, this is controversial. I don't want censorship. Only censor what is really really bad. That's it. But if you're trying to change like a game model because of the way that they look, no, just leave it the way it is. As long as it's not
Yeah.
hurting anyone or it is not for the evil side that that we're not going to talk about because we'll be demonetized. Just fine. There is some censorship that could happen that is sometimes good, but just censoring it because you don't like something is I don't think it's good.
So, like a representation sort of thing. What I'm getting
Yeah,
from
kind
this.
of like so
Yeah.
like obviously Japan is completely like different to some things. And I know sometimes it's not culturally appropriate, but then it's more like but then making it for themselves and it gets like translated. Like look at how Pokemon was. Back in the old days where it's like everyone had a gun or something, but that they had to take that out because they didn't want kids to know about it. It's like, okay, I can understand that sort of thing, but now we live in a day and age where you could easily just like watch that Pokemon uncensored and be like, all right, cool. Yeah. No, I have different tons of thoughts on that sort of stuff, but yeah, like majority of the time is you can get anime that's cut, super cut, or uncut, or whatever you wanted. And I think that's the sort of thing of like if you want to watch the uncut stuff, go for it. If you want to watch it censored, then watch the cut version. I don't see a problem with that.
Censorship should only be a thing when like the things getting censored are a threat. Like
Yeah.
when they're doing that, it's a necessary evil. Otherwise, like it's just wrong for so many reasons.
Mm. Yeah. I think it's also the people type thing. Like people will always want it to be censored and taken away. But I always find that if you try and do that, and then you turn around, let's say like NCIS. So you've got NCIS and I don't know where I'm going with this one, but you just change something from NCIS, and people are like in America, like, how dare you change Gibbs? Gibbs is meant to be this, like, he's meant to be a stoic, kind of like has wants to teach his entire team a lesson, but in a good way, and wants them to succeed. But then, like outside of it, like they turn him into the happiest person in the world, singing and dancing, doing whatever, and people don't like that. It's like, well, we want to see happy Gibbs. It's it's just so weird, why do you want
I
to change someone else's stuff when you don't want your stuff changed? It's that I think that's where I'm getting at.
Right.
who's from NCIS?
Gibbs, like the original one. Like,
I thought you were talking about Mr. Gibbs from Pirates of the Caribbean.
no, no, Gibbs from NCIS. But no, it's that little thing. Like, if you're going to censor something, if you're going to demand censorship from to another country, if they demand or other countries demand that someone else should have censorship, you can't really complain about that sort of stuff. That's how I see it. Anyway.
Yeah, it's got to have a point. Otherwise, like, yeah,
it's just weird.
It's like what's going on with Star Wars right now. It's like, I mean, if you've got if you got really good source material that people like, if you've already got the wheel, you don't need to reinvent it. The wheel's fucking great.
Yeah.
It's just like, and like I feel like you really get into the hubris there really well, because I mean, like, what kind of ego do you have to look at something an auteur already did and be like, hey, I can do it better. I'm gonna steal it and destroy it. It's like what's going on with Snow White, with what happened with Snow White all over again.
I saw the first advertisement on.
Oh god, I am not going to see that. That is a train wreck.
Well,
we're already watching a show with the train wrecking in real time. They canceled the premiere.
Have you? Did you hear what they're doing with the Snow White premiere over? I
heard, yeah.
Yeah, so they're not allowing people to go see it apart from if you're a photographer to attend the premiere and stuff. And I was just
the media and stuff, they're not allowing the media to see it.
Yeah, and they're saying like Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler hate each other. I'm like,
yeah, I saw that, and I get it. Like I've seen the reason why they're at odds, and it's a whole political standpoint between those two. So I kind of get it, but I'm like, damn, just damn.
Yeah, to be fair, it's just like, okay. I mean, the fact is that you've got Snow White dropping, and then you've got Lilo and Stitch coming out at the same time, roughly.
That's good. That looks good.
Yeah,
that trailer's good.
I know some people are a bit pissed off with it because of one of the aliens that isn't the same as what it was from the cartoon and stuff like that, or from the film. But yeah, it's like the one with the one eye apparently dresses in a lot of dresses and stuff. Yeah, like they're in a lot of dresses and they feel comfortable in that. And apparently they changed it in the trailer to they turn into a male, and everyone's really pissed off with it. And I'm just like, okay.
So they're mad because he chooses he chooses disguise himself as a man and not wear what?
I think because I only know a little bit about Lilo and Stitch, but the fact that everyone from what I've seen is like he would the character would turn into like wear dresses and pretend to be a female to like blend in with the crowd and stuff.
Right.
But because in the trailer he turns into a man. Now it could be one of those things where it's a quick thing where he changes or they change into a different outfit all the time, so you don't know. And I think that the only reason if they do that, it's because if it ever goes to China, they probably wouldn't like it, and I think that's the only the way that they do that. So I haven't seen the film. I can't really comment on it. I haven't really seen a lot of the TV series. Like I know of it and I know what the premise is, but I am, at the end of the day, I understand. But if it is a China thing, then I think Disney need to like grow the balls and be like, fuck it, we just don't give a shit. Like you'll get more money in America for that one particular thing.
Right. I mean, it seems kind of like a stupid thing to get hung up on. That that one split second he chose to disguise himself as a dude, and it's probably not even a permanent thing. Like
I think a lot of them are also thinking of the show, because like the show's where Pleakley actually starts to do it because he's into it.
Right.
So like he's sort of like, in a way, I don't know if he counts as like Disney's first transgender character. I don't know it well enough to make to know if it counts, but
Can he
like
really transgender an alien?
it in the Lilo and Stitch series, he cross dresses regularly. Like that's just
Yeah.
his thing. And like
Yeah.
he's also trying to hook up with dudes. Like, yeah, it's just what he's going for.
Mm.
Yeah,
I think,
fuck yeah, Pleakley, you do you.
yeah. But I think so. The way that I see it is, if say, if they're redoing the movie, then it could be to the point where in the movie he like they decide not to do that, but then when they're on Earth, it could be like, do you know what? You know, I now feel comfortable. This is what I want to do. So it depends on if they're adapting the TV series or if they're adapting the film. So it's more like, okay, yeah, that is more accurate to the film. But then if they say like, hey, like, you know, I prefer to wear dresses, I prefer to do this, then yeah, I think that's absolutely fine. I have no, I haven't watched the series. It doesn't really affect me. It doesn't really bother me. But I know that it does. You know, some people like that and they like it. So I'm like, do you know what? Like, I see the how of a not struggle. Sorry, how pissed off they would be.
Yeah. I don't know. It just
I mean,
seems like a weird thing.
if that's the tiny little thing that pisses you off when everything else was so good about that trailer. I mean, Stitch looks great. The visuals are all excellent. The actress they got for Lilo is Lilo.
Mm.
Bro, whoever is working with her had better fucking protect her at all costs. Hollywood had better not fucking touch her.
You know they're going to try to.
God damn it.
Yeah. I mean, if everything's done really well, I think fantastic. But again, like I know what some people are like, and I'm like, okay, you know, voice your concerns. We all need a voice. Like, please, like, do so.
Oh yeah.
But my main thing is it's a trailer. Like, you don't know. Again, you get Pleakley turn into a man and be like, oh, I don't feel comfortable like this, and then transforms into what they want. And I think that's what we need to look at. But I think a lot of people jump to the whole point of, oh, it's ruining Disney. Like, we have no idea.
Yeah.
We have no idea on this one.
Again, they just want to skip right ahead to the show.
Yeah.
Right.
The show's great. The show's great though.
Yeah,
like
I heard it was.
I could and probably should have grown up on Pokemon. Like, I'm so fucking jealous of the Pokemon fandom. I missed out on that. But like, Lilo and Stitch was my Pokemon. Like that whole show, they're capturing the other experiments that have landed, and they're racing against Gantu to do it because he's got a boss who wants to make an army of them. But Nani's barely in the show.
Yeah,
that's the one major downside. She's barely in it.
Yeah, see, I never like I had Disney, but I never grew up on Lilo and Stitch. I wasn't really a big fan of it. So you know, I'd occasionally watch Lilo and Stitch. I have a giant Lilo and Stitch mug downstairs, but that is the furthest extent, and I can do an impression of him, but that's about it. So you know, but I never really. It's a tower. Yeah,
that's awesome, bro.
Yeah, because it sounds like Guilmon from Digimon, which is like Takato man, and Lilo is exactly the same. It's just a bit deeper, and yeah. So it's how I like doing voices. Everyone, yeah, book me for a Stitch impression. But yeah, like I think it's just one of the things I can understand why people are annoyed. But again, if it's only like a 3-second in a trailer, wait till the film comes and then like judge it, because you know, otherwise, you know, it could be he does transform. He does get into that sort of like character mode. That's what he likes. It's a trailer. You know, give it a little bit of time.
And do you guys think the actual movie's going to be good?
I reckon it'll probably be really good. I think they saw what happened with Snow White, and I think they were like, we need to give people what they want and what the show is. And Lilo and Stitch is quite big for them, so I would imagine that they decided to be like, do you know what? Yeah, let's do this. If they fuck it up, then I think a lot of people won't go and see live action Disney films, because if it's not to the same sort of thing, why should people go see it? Like, you know, can you imagine your favorite like Disney film being turned into live action and they absolutely fuck it up? So
Right.
I don't even think it's going to be Lilo and Stitch that fucks it up. I think Snow White might tank the company.
I think it's going to do really, really badly, and I think what you're going to
yeah.
see is I think that's the reason why they haven't done the press this for or like for the premieres, and I think it's because they don't want the critics to come out and go like, this sucks balls, this is absolutely shit, how dare they do this. And but for Lilo and Stitch, I reckon it'll be everyone who invited, press, everyone to go see it. But with
Mhm.
Snow White, I think that they'll go sweep this under the rug. Oh, normally you get 6 weeks to run in a cinema. It's 1 week only. Oh, we're going to take a big hit because it's one of those films that has already had so much bad press, and that's due to Rachel, or part of Rachel fucking it up, and maybe some other things, and especially
I'm going to
since
say she was a big part
yeah,
of that.
well, like
I
sorry, go on.
I
Nah,
actually watched. Sorry, you first, bro. It's so exciting.
wait.
Just go. Say it, Chris. Say it.
I actually got time to watch the fuller like press, like all the press shit with Rachel Zegler, and like, yeah, I still think it's probably she's probably a sweet woman, and like it's probably a lot of it's just nervousness and her being a try hard, but like when you take someone else's work and say, I hate it and I'm going to completely change it, when that original work is the reason you have this job in the first place, like how do you expect anything but just like full on PR suicide to be what you're doing there?
Yeah. For me, because obviously you're gonna have like the stars and things, you're gonna have a Disney rep like just hanging about always there. That's where you pull Rachel aside and go, look, you've just turned around and said like the main guy who's going to be in this, his stuff may be on the cutting room floor because he's a man. The fact is that you said that you've never watched it and you thought it was weird, that it needs updating. You need to stop, Rachel. If someone asks you about the film, this is what we recommend you say. Up to you, but we want this film to be number one. Like we want it to be because it launched the company. And I think that if you get in there and tell them tell and say, look, this is what you need, it works better. And this is the same not thing just to Richard. This could be to anyone on any sort of like Disney thing. You want everyone to go and love it. If everyone starts hating you, no one's going to go see the film, and it's going to be like, well, we've just spent bajillion dollars on this. Why the fuck are we only getting $1 million back worldwide?
Because your leading star just bashed the whole entire purpose of the film.
Yeah, exactly. And I think sometimes, like like Gal Gadot, sorry, she's done so many of these that she could have turned Rachel aside and said, "Look, you can't be saying that we're going to cut the main guy, like the prince, because he's stalkerish. You can't say that on thing, And I think sometimes if you're big enough to go, okay, shit, yeah, sorry, and then next time you learn from it. But yeah, and I think also like. Yeah, I mean, it's not again like Rachel could be a big part of it, but thinking of like Peter Dinklage as well, I think he ruined it as well. And
Didn't
it's
he
just
say he didn't want any
yeah,
little people in that?
yeah, exactly. He didn't want
Yeah,
anyone in there, and the fact is like you
he
had
doesn't want any other competitors.
yeah, pretty much because
I'm
like
the dwarf actor.
yeah. Well, the community came out and were like, "Look, how dare you say this? You had your big role in Game of Thrones. You've got your role in all of this. Someone else a chance to do this, and like, you can't speak for every single person. Like, you have to let us have this." And like, I've not seen Peter talk about it because that's how we got not the 7 dwarves, but the 7 magical creatures, and then it was absolutely fucking shit. And then they changed CGI. Like to me, I would rather see see them doing this rather than a CGI character that's going to look completely out of place.
Right.
So yeah, but
And
it hurt. It hurt them. So
mm,
fuck Peter Dinklage.
yeah, I
Same.
think he peaked with Tyrion, and I think he's realizing it.
Yeah, like I mean, all the stuff that I've seen him in, I've not like again, I just see him as the Game of Thrones guy. But at the end of the day, I know that's not true. But again, I've not seen him in anything else since then. I've not I well, no, he was in Marvel, and then he was obviously in that Pixels film, but I've never seen him in something like huge as, like, say, Game of Thrones. So
Right.
part of me is just like, well, you just fucked shit up for yourself, Peter. Well done. Well done.
Just
The hardest, the
See,
best acting.
like outside of him being in the X-Men film, like that's the only other thing I can actually say I've seen him in.
I remember Destiny 2. The only thing I remember him for in that game is this ship was made by a wizard who came from the moon.
Brilliant.
That's his
Well done,
exact
Peter.
delivery.
Well done. Brilliant line there. Brilliant line. We'll all love you.
Oh no.
I mean, Snow White's gonna tank. And yeah, I know it's gonna tank. Like, there's no like, oh, we'll give it a chance. I reckon Disney are just gonna be like, yeah, we'll take that loss, and which is a shame because Snow White obviously put Disney on the map, and you know they did a lot of different stuff. Like they were the first people, I think, to invent rotoscoping by hand, and that's impressive in the film industry. I think depth of field, like they made a brand new camera just for depth of field, and it's just like, you know, you'd think that Snow White would be your biggest thing that you'd be like, this is all in, balls to the walls, boys, let's fucking all go in, and then they just absolutely like fucked it up. And then Lilo and Stitch comes along and he's like, ha ha ha, we're better than you. I was like, great, thanks Lilo and Stitch. Definitely showing us up.
That movie's gonna fucking crush the box office if Snow White doesn't fuck it up for them.
Can you imagine if it was the other way around? Like more people want to go see Snow White, and it did so much better. And like no one went to go see Lilo and Stitch, and they're like, "We backed the wrong horse, boys. We backed the wrong horse."
Oh, dude, people have been waiting. Like they've been. Lilo and Stitch hasn't had anything come out for like a decade, and kids, you still see kids with the merch everywhere, and now they're finally putting something out there. That's Disney's ultimate. They've got a cap gun, but it's a cap bazooka. It's a cap nuclear bomb that's going to destroy the box office. I don't see any other movie topping that this year. That being said, though, I am going to have to leave you guys to it. I got a student I got to get to. My session with him starts in 15 minutes, but I think this is one of our better episodes in a while so far. This was a lot of fun, and I fucking love you guys. I'll catch you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Yeah. Take care. And Phil, I definitely got to come in for a haircut soon, man. You're an artist, dude.
Definitely, dude.
Soon.
Definitely, dude. I got the chair right here waiting.
Oh yeah, bro. Catch you guys next time.
See you in a minute. So, Phil, we'll slowly wrap this bad boy up. But is there any topics that you would like to talk about?
Let's see. Topics I would like to talk about. Jeez, I have been out the loop for about 2 weeks now, but you know what? I'm gonna say the decline in games, the decline in the quality of games.
Okay,
if that's the topic,
we can make it a topic.
It's
absolutely fine. So, what's been the decline so far?
Decent writing.
Okay.
Decent writing, and I'm gonna just say this, just for the simple fact, which I'm pretty sure y'all saw. I posted it in the chat like a few days ago. Just the decline in, like I said, the quality of the games itself. Mostly just the writing around some of these games is just horrible. And I mostly say this because of and I might get some hate for this because some people like it, some people don't like it. I'm on the fence between liking it and hating it, which is the current Dragon Age game that just came out less than 3 months ago.
Was it shit?
And it's already it's already done so badly to where like it can't even be given away for free at this point. That's how bad it is.
Is it just the writing in general, or was it just like little parts of it?
So it's little things throughout the game that makes it kind of unbearable. Mostly the fact that one, the animation and graphics aren't bad, but they aren't necessarily like good per se. Like take the old animation of the first two Shrek films of how that animation was, and you can literally take any character out of a Shrek film, put it in Dragon Age, and it will look like it belongs in that game. You can take Prince Charming out of Shrek 2, put him in Dragon Age, and he'll look like he belongs there.
Man, that's
how that's how low that animation quality is.
Oh man, that is bad.
Shoot. I kind of feel bad because I just installed the Shrek. I feel bad doing that.
We here at the Global Nerds
Like,
love Shrek and all characters in Shrek, from Shrek 1 to the newest creation. Dragon Age, not so much.
Well, you're right. Oh god, and you know what? And it's not the fact that the game is horrible, because I'm still playing the game. I had the game currently. Like, I was not going to pay for this game, obviously. I'm playing it for free. But like, it's not the fact that the game is horrible, because the gameplay of this game is decent to a certain extent. It's the writing of this game itself, which is abhorrent and just downright lazy. This is probably the most laziest writing I have ever experienced out of any BioWare game I have ever played. And I've played mostly every single BioWare game and had good experiences with most of them, except this one. And it's mostly everything is written to basically be explained to a 5-year-old. Let's put it like that.
God damn! Oh, I always hate that sort of thing. Oh man, that's so
like seriously, like the writing is so bad that it feels like I'm being taught to by a literal elementary school teacher. Why are you explaining everything to me? Why are you holding my hand throughout this whole game?
Is it something like you walk in, like your character walks in and like picks up a thing, and they go, "This is a card. This is made out of cardboard. You use your card to buy things or place down and play games. There we go. Do you need any more help?" And it's just like, "This is a card. You you buy stuff with the card or play it on the table." Oh
Pretty
man,
pretty much,
it's fucking grim.
pretty much, and pretty much, and that's not even like the worst of it. I can get into the worst of it, but I don't want to get hit with the cancel culture, because it's a very sensitive subject in this game, with certain stereotypes. I'm going to say stereotypes just to be light with it, but it definitely feels like you're being explained to what is this and how this works and why this is the way it is. And one example I could probably use is there are two main bad guys in this game, and they're called Algernon and Gillinan. And throughout this entire game, you will hear these two names more than you should.
Grim. All right.
And in the most laziest way ever. Like it. How should I put this in an example? Like, I'm going to put it like this. You have this book that talks about Algernon and Gillinan. This is the legendary Codex book on how to stop the legendary gods Algernon and Gillinan. You mean this is the book, How to Stop the Gods Algernon and Gillinan? Yes, this is the book on how to stop the gods Algernon and Gillinan. Look here, it's the book on how to stop Algernon and Gillinan. What? You just said these names like several times. What? I get it. The whole premise of this game is to stop these two. Why am I being told several times within one scene who the main bad guys are? This
Is
is
it
stupid.
something where like you could be like, okay, yeah, cool. You go sit in the inn or the tavern, you're just there having a drink with your friend, and then someone comes up and goes, "This is the book that can defeat these two." You're like, yeah, I get that. Like, you told me that like 5 minutes ago, but this is the book.
Pretty much.
Ah,
Pretty much.
it's deadpan. Like, okay,
Like pretty much you could be doing the most mundane thing in this game and like some random NPC will be talking in the distance. I heard Eljanon did this. I heard Gillenane did this. What the hell? Less than 5 minutes ago. I just heard this name. Why are we talking about this
giving
again?
pamphlets out now. Oh yeah, I get it. Like, I bought the book. Yeah, but you need to know who these people are. Yeah, I get it. Like, thanks. Like, I keep hearing it, and it's suddenly bards out of nowhere. It's like, "Da, da, 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 you've got to defeat the books alone." You're like, why? I know these things.
Like, like seriously, just like is that in just the writing in general is probably the most cheesiest, cringeworthy writing like ever in the game. There is no conflict in this game. There's no real character development in this game. Everyone is like happy-go-lucky, friendly. There's like I said, there's literally no conflict in this game. You're literally forced to be cheerful and friendly towards your companions in this game. You can't have no type of like emotional turmoil conflict in this game whatsoever. If one of your companions even tries to have, sort of like a mental breakdown outburst in this game,
They just get
your main character automatically dismisses it and like make and just makes them shut it down.
man, I can imagine.
I'm, I'm like, so it was just getting good, and you just made it go from pretty good to just boring.
Yeah,
No,
I can imagine. I can
no.
imagine your character is like getting down. He's like, "Oh my god, what do I do?" And suddenly comes up, "But this is the book that defeats the people." Oh god, no.
Like you're right, like like it was one part in the game where one of my companions was like, I almost had him, I almost had the, like, I almost had, the, what's the boss name? Gillenane. Like, I almost had Gillenane. It was in my sight. Like, that was just one step away from taking him out. You still had to fight Gillenane. What?
This is how you do it.
I know this. He almost took him out. Why are you telling him Gillenane's still alive?
Gillenane's still here.
You have another shot. What?
You've defeated Gillenane Jr. Gillenane is still in the other room. Here is the book to defeat Gillenane. I get it. You defeat him, and then suddenly it's just
Right.
like, here is Gillenane again. You're like, why?
It's the most laziest thing ever. Like, I don't need to explain this like I'm 5. I don't need my handheld throughout this whole game. But that's just one thing. The other thing that kind of makes this game unplayable to most people is the fact that it's a lot of DEI and real world insertion into this game that just breaks the immersion in this game completely. So if you ever, like play the game or, like play it on PlayStation or Steam or whichever, you'll automatically realize that there, like I said, is a lot of like real world terms and DEI insertion into this game where it's literally forced into this game to basically not just be there, but just pretty much just to force itself upon you and to pretty much preach a narrative that no one asked for in this game.
See, that I would absolutely hate because I'm not really one of like if I'm playing games, I want immersion. Like, if I'm playing, I don't know, a fantasy based game, I don't want it to be like, well, now we got to put in the fact that the skyscrapers. What the fuck? There's nothing to do with skyscrapers. Like, yeah, but skyscraping prices
Right.
are sky that was through the roof, and that's because of this. I'm like, I don't care. Yeah. Oh, did you know that this is the no? I stop putting real world stuff in my games. I don't need that sort of thing.
Like right. Like I feel like this. Like they put a lot of forced feelings into this game. Like you're supposed to feel a certain way. You're not supposed to feel this way. You have to feel happy and joy and kindness throughout this whole game. You're not allowed to feel sad and upset and discouraged and depressed. You pretty much have to Disneyfy this game
Yeah.
and be happy 24/7. And you have to accept everyone in this game for how they are. And that's where most people start hating this game because of one character, and that character's name is Tosh. I'm not going to go into deep detail with this character because I'm pretty sure the people that will see this video already know what this character is like, and pretty much, they already hate this character. I don't like this character. For the simple fact is, they just made the character the most annoying, badly written character in video game history. This character starts out just throwing a tantrum. As soon as you see this character, the very first moment you see this character, I'm gonna put she because that's the way I view it. It's that's the way I view it. She literally throws a tantrum and pouts like a 3-year-old. You know how 3-year-olds have that scowl, right? When they get upset, she literally pouts like a 3-year-old that got told, "No, you can't do this because you can't do this. You can't touch that stove because it's hot. Let me pout and scowl.
I'm gonna touch it anyway. I don't give no shits."
Literally, literally. And what makes it worse for this particular character is that this character will bully your other companion because this character doesn't understand why your companions act the way they act or dress the way they act or dress the way they do.
Yeah.
And will literally throw a fit because she doesn't understand it or refuses to understand it. And when you tell that character to back off or stop doing it, we'll start pouting and we'll start scowling.
That's really
because you told them not to do what they're trying to do.
That's really shit. Like to me, it's more kind of like, all right, so something big's happened. His entire city's just burnt down. Don't mention it. Well, I want to. Don't. I just want to say sorry. Don't. He's really sore about this. Fine. I'm gonna go. No, I want to do it.
like, know what? Fine. I'm gonna pout and scowl because I don't like this. No.
Yeah.
And I get why they made this character the way they made it. Just because this character is supposed to be confused on who they are and trying to accept themselves and everything. I get that and I'm cool with that. But it's the fact that, like I said, this character is forcibly written as a bad character and has real world views. Just built around this character. So it makes this character unlikable to a good majority of people that don't want immersion breaking stuff in a fantasy based game.
that I find really really shit. So part of me is just more like, man, just write better characters. you kind of think someone's gonna have to look over all the scripts and go, yeah, it's really good. Like, yeah, let's put this in. Like, let's get the voice people. And even if they missed it and they listen in on it and go, yeah, this doesn't really work. Like, they're written really badly. Then you kind of go, yeah, maybe we should rewrite this, rather than lose money on the game.
Right. And what made it so bad with this game is that the game's been out less than 4 months. It came out November of last year. So yeah, it's been out less than 4 months. What makes it so bad is that like 2 months in, they had it on sale for like 50% off. Didn't make no sales on that. 2 months later, you make it free for PlayStation.
Yeah.
And you still can't get people to play it, even when you make it free.
Yeah.
That's how a game does so poorly to where even when you make it free, people don't want it.
Oh man. Like, yeah, that would get me, to be fair. I'd just be like, no, we're done. Like, I wouldn't want. I wouldn't if it's that bad and you couldn't even give it away for free. You kind of think, boys, let's just pack this in. This was a bad thing. Fuck. Okay, cool. Let's get rid of this. Oh man, I would absolutely hate it.
Right.
Yeah, let's learn from this one. Let's learn straight away.
Just know, learn from your mistakes. I get why this particular game was written the way it was written, because it was supposed to reach out to a different demographic that would, I guess, feel more represented in this game. And I get that. I'm all for that, to a certain extent. But don't ruin an entire game with real world terms and forced inclusion just to try and get your point across, because that's going to make like fans of the original like IP, like myself and a couple other people probably, that's going to make that's going to make the original fans not like it, not want to play it, and not have anything to do with anything else after that. And it makes the company that produced the game just look bad. But I mean, hey, that's just my views on it. But that's just one game in general. I got like a bunch more I'll probably talk about, but I don't want to take up a whole like 2 hours talking about.
We can save it for the next one and then just do it that way. But no, I get what you mean. Like, there've been games that I've played and I've not, like, if the writing's really bad, it makes me not want to play them anymore, or skip the cutscenes, like just go straight for the playing of the game. And if there's like hardly any combat or anything, it's just let's just talk about stuff. I'm like, okay, well that didn't do very well. Well done, guys. But yeah, no, like there are games that I think I've played. I can't remember them off the top of my heart, but off the top of my head. But where I've just gone, I'm not doing. Oh, Last of Us, yeah, The Last of Us. Like, I really, really wanted to play The Last of Us. After hearing the first one was absolutely fantastic, and then when the second one dropped and I found out like one of the characters died, I was just like, I have no I do not want to play this because I'm playing it for both these two characters. And then when I heard that they changed, like they made like they made it really bad, and I was like, I'm not playing it. And people are like, no, you need to play, it'd be a good game. Like, no, I don't want, like, if it's not going to end on a good note and I have to play the second one and this person dies who I probably would have really liked, I'm not going to play the game. Like, I'm not going to invest my time. And then there was all that problems with the second one that people had a go at and stuff like that, and I was just like, nah, I'm not. It's a game that I wouldn't want to play. But maybe one day if like they make a third one and it actually is a decent one, then I'll be like, oh, hells yeah. But no, I'm not playing The Last of Us because of that shit. So
right.
yeah.
Dude, that's probably the only one I haven't played out of the series is the second one, only because, like you said, finding out, character that certain character, ends up, getting killed in this game, and then the writing was, awful in this one, and everything else. I was like, yeah, so there's no point in me getting the game.
the same. Like if it's free, then maybe, but I'm not gonna go out. I'm not gonna go out and do it. But I think what we'll do is we're gonna leave it there for today's episode. Yeah, there we go. Okay, well, thank you very much for everyone watching on all the platforms on Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. I've got it here on TikTok. So yeah, interesting. Thank you very much, everyone, and I hope you join in. And a coolio.